Is the piano industry dying? And if it is, why haven't you noticed? Welcome to Living Piano's Robert Estrin here with a story that changed the way I look at this industry. And I think it's going to change the way you look at it too. You walk into a piano store, you smell that sharp, unmistakable scent of a brand new finish. You see the rows of gleaming ebony grands under showroom lights. You run your fingers across the keys and hear that rich, warm tone rising up at you. Everything looks fine. Prices are up. Instruments are selling. Stores are open. But that's the illusion. The reality? The number of new acoustic pianos being bought around the world is in free fall, and it starts with one country. That's exactly the trap. If you look at the overall musical instrument industry on paper, things look stable, maybe even healthy. Revenue numbers hold up. But here's what those numbers hide. They're inflated by rising prices and a surge in electronic gear, digital pianos, MIDI controllers, production equipment. That's where the money is moving. Acoustic pianos? That's a different story entirely. What we're seeing is not a dip or a correction. It's a profound, historic contraction in the number of new traditional acoustic pianos being purchased globally. Market value looks okay. Unit volume tells the truth, and the truth is stark. At its peak, China was responsible for roughly 75% of the world's acoustic piano production and consumption. Think about that for a moment. 3 out of every new acoustic pianos on the planet were either built in China, bought in China, or both. You could hear the hum of those factories day and night. You could feel the vibration of production under your feet. So when China's domestic piano market crashed, it didn't just hurt Chinese manufacturers. It triggered a massive domino effect across the entire global market. Let me show you what I mean. The world's largest piano manufacturer, Guangzhou Pearl River Piano Group, you've heard me talk about Pearl River before. They're not some niche player. They are the biggest, and here are their numbers. In 2021, Pearl River's annual revenue was over 2 billion yuan. 2 billion. By 2024, that number had plummeted to 677 million yuan. That isn't a rounding error. That is a collapse of roughly 2/3 in just 3 years. And it dropped another 15.8% after that. When the biggest piano manufacturer on earth loses 2/3 of its revenue, you can almost hear the silence in those factories. That's not a company problem. That's an industry problem. When 75% of global production sits in one country and that country's domestic demand collapses, the ripple doesn't stay local. It hits piano dealers who rely on imported instruments. Fewer new pianos mean less inventory, less foot traffic, less selection. You walk into that same showroom and something feels different, thinner. The rows that used to stretch back into the shadow now, and after a few rows, it hits used piano values. When fewer new pianos enter the market, the used market should hold up, right? Well, here's the contradiction. When demand itself shrinks, even used pianos struggle to find buyers at the prices that they used to command. That beautiful instrument you invested in, it may not be worth what you thought. It hits piano technicians and rebuilders. Fewer new instruments means an aging installed base, which could mean more rebuild work, but only if there are players willing to invest in restoration. And that willingness is tied directly to confidence in the market. So the question isn't just the pianos selling. The question is, does anyone still believe in the long-term value of owning an acoustic piano? And I'm really interested in your opinion on that one. Let me know in the comments. Here's what I think is really going on, and this might surprise you. This isn't about people losing interest in music. It's not about the piano becoming irrelevant. The piano is one of the most enduring instruments ever created. even though there's been a steady decline for well over a century. What's changing is access, not to the instrument itself, but to the path of becoming a piano owner. The economics have shifted. Production is concentrated. Supply chains are fragile. And the traditional model of piano retail, the showroom, the sales floor, the delivery truck, that model is under enormous strain. Here's the really good news, and this is what's going to matter to you if you're in the market for a piano. When the market contracts, the people who remain, the builders, the dealers, the technicians who are still standing, they tend to be the ones who care the most. Quality over quantity. Last year, Living Pianos bought another building just for a piano rebuilding. Businesses like ours are very busy. The piano you touch today, the one that resonates through your chest when you play a low C, that instrument was crafted by someone who chose to stay in the business when it would have been easier to leave. That matters. And for a savvy buyer who knows what they're looking at, this environment can actually create opportunity. The numbers don't lie, but the numbers also don't tell the whole story, because behind every data point is a person deciding whether to bring a piano into their home, someone imagining the sound filling their living room, someone feeling the weight of those keys for the first time, someone falling in love with an instrument. That has endured over 300 years. I'm Robert Estrin. Any questions, put them here in the comments at livingpianos.com or on YouTube, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me. Once again, this is livingpianos.com, your online piano store.